Hello, everyone. Joel Clark here, author of Lone Wolf Fist and currently authoring Acid and Steel. What are we doing here? I just had a very busy week. I had full-time work and my kids, so pretty much wall-to-wall work and taxiing people around, separated by fraught periods of sleep. So I didn't get a lot of work done. But in my times when I was busy with something else, but less busy than I usually am, and I could think, I thought about this. So, what are we doing today and tomorrow? Well, I'm giving myself a 48-hour challenge. I'm going to see if I can do this. This is a huge ask on me, but I like doing that because I work best when it's kind of like frantic. So, I've been well, let's outline the challenge real quick. So there's two sections I've been meaning to write for a while: the demonic bestiary and the hell lores. Right? I'm gonna write one per day. Hell lores today, demonic bestiary tomorrow. So here are those sections. I wanted to kind of give a gander at these. I want to give you an idea of what that's going to entail for me. So here's the Lores of Hell section, including this beautiful hex crawl refresher, which I spent a pretty good amount of time on. I had to figure out how to make all these different lines and what have you. But I wound up with this gorgeous little picture here. And, well, I'm not a big fan of that line. This one right here. That shouldn't be transparent. But we'll fix that up. But yeah, so what am I doing today? What's going on? So the lores are very simply put an introduction to the placeage of hell, like what's there, who's there, what do you do when you literally go to hell and you want to do adventures there. So this is the intro to all that. So it's introducing what a hell lore is going to be, and then kind of a very broad overview of what you can find in hell. And then the individual parts of hell, each one that corresponds to one of the Ashura, whose body comprises that part of hell. And this is a version, like a one-page version of what's in the core book under the adventuring and exploration process. This is the hex crawl version. It's like, okay, well, if you want to chunk this into hexes, here is how you fill them with stuff, and it's a very straightforward, tiny little process that runs very well in games. It's been thoroughly play tested. This is basically a description of how I do hex crawls in other games. And then we have the individual parts of hell. Like, for example, here's the intro to Naraka itself, the overall setting of hell, and then the individual parts of hell. So here's Lancapura. This is the demon city, my answer to Malpheus, except it actually has some kind of basis in actual myth. Yeah, I'm boasting about it. Deal with it. So here is where, and this is kind of the meat right here, this little bit, this introductory paragraphs. This is where I'm going to give a full overview and description of, okay, when you go to Lancapura, what do you get in there? This here is my sell on that to GMs and players. So I'm going to put, this is going to be some very intense, interesting, and informative writing that really makes the setting pop. And then here is the specific kind of crawl that you can do, like the Diabolic City crawl, totally unique to this setting. And all of them have that. So like Ritra's Icy Wastelands have like an icy cave crawl, you know. Changchi's Ocean of Psychedelic Acid has like wave crawling rules for you sailors out there. And then after that, I've got these content fillers. These are just charts that have stuff and places and people and plots that, as you go through here, individual little nodes that you make, here you go, these nodes are going to be filled with those things. You can generate them or generate ideas for them off of the places. You could populate them and give them like adventure hooks and whole adventure arcs, including treasure and interesting NPCs just from those charts. And it's just a couple of seconds full of rolling and putting them all together. So this is more familiar to those of you who have Lone Wolf Fist and are familiar with my approach to setting. This is actually kind of the icing on the cake of the broader setting stuff. So I've got a method for crawling and adventuring in a given place. I've got the intro, which gives you a whole overview of what's there. And then I've got all of these bad boys, which fill up the details in play as you play. And there's quite a few of them. I've got 7 of them all said and told. And I actually had to kind of reduce the amount I was gonna do 7 of each of these. I might actually still do 7 of each of these, but I'm at least going to have these filled up by the end of today. That's a huge ask. You're looking at me, you see me scroll on these. That's a lot. That's a lot. But that's what I'm trying to do today. Tomorrow we're going to do the bestiary. The bestiary is considerably easier. There's my demonic bestiary. As you can see, we've just got the in alphabetical order, oh, almost in alphabetical order, name of the demons and unique inhabitants of hell, and then we're going to give them one of these guys. And I want to have a lot of little blocks for art here. I need a lot of art. I really would like to do a portrait of each one of these. I don't actually have it in the art budget. I almost got to the point where I could afford it. I was like this close. So I might just act like I got to that stretch goal anyway and buy the art regardless, even though it kind of eats into my profits, just because, man, you only get one chance, right? You really kind of only get one chance to have a first release, and I would love to blow y'all's minds with that. So that's going to be writing tomorrow. That's my day off writing. This is my day on writing. I am caffeinated, moisturized, in my lane, and thriving. So that's what I'm doing today. 48 hours. Am I insane? Yes. Can I possibly succeed? Probably no. Am I going to do it anyway? Guys, this is me we're talking about. So that's what we're doing for the next 48 hours. I've also got some art to commission and a few other things. But yeah, the next 2 days, this is what we're doing. And if I only get an incredibly good start to this, I still have the rest of the week. Unfortunately, I don't have the kids this week. So the upswing of that is that I have more time and I get to struggle against depression. So I'm going to need a distraction, and this is going to provide it. So even if I can't get this completely done today, the idea is that I can put a lot of effort and energy into it over the coming days too. So get ready for that, folks. If you are a backer or a patron, you're going to see this stuff first, and everyone else at the Fistiverse is also going to get a couple of peeks here and there. So I will see you on the flip side of a whole lot of writing, folks. Hasta luego.